Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, something that will change your life forever the moment you stop focusing on other people and start focusing on yourself. Everything changes. Your confidence changes. Your energy changes. Your results change. And most importantly, your peace changes. Too many of us are caught up in what everyone else is doing. We compare, we criticize, we gossip, we explain ourselves to people who don't even deserve access to us. And we wonder why we feel drained, frustrated, and stuck in the same place year after year. It's time to stop. You have one job in this life, and that is to become the best version of you, not to impress others, not to seek validation, not to explain yourself to people who will never understand your vision. Your job is to focus on your own damn life. And here's the truth. Most people don't do this. Most people are so distracted by what everyone else is doing that they never put in the work to change their own situation. They waste energy talking. Instead of doing, they let their goals become nothing more than ideas because they are too busy watching what someone else is up to. You are not most people. If you want to transform your life, you have to take all that energy you've been wasting on external distractions and turn it inward. Every minute you spend scrolling through someone else's success is a minute you could have used building your own. Every conversation spent explaining yourself to people who don't even matter is time you could have used taking action. So from this moment forward, you make a decision. You decide that your focus is sacred. You decide that your energy is too valuable to be wasted on meaningless noise. And you decide that the only person you're competing with is the person you were yesterday. And then you get silent because silence is power. When you move in silence, you eliminate distractions. You eliminate opinions. You eliminate the need to explain yourself. And guess what? That's when the real work begins. Stop telling people what you're about to do. Just do it. Stop explaining your plans to people who don't get it. Just execute. Stop seeking validation from the world. Just trust yourself. Because when you move in silence, something incredible happens. You actually start making progress. You start building discipline. You start becoming someone who follows through, who doesn't need external validation, who doesn't waste energy proving a point. And then one day you wake up and realize you don't care what anyone thinks anymore. You don't need their approval. You don't need their permission. You don't need to prove a damn thing. That is freedom. And the best part, your results will speak for you. You won't need to explain yourself. They'll see it. They'll see the way you carry yourself. They'll see how much stronger, sharper, and more focused you are. They'll see how much your life has changed. So from today forward, focus on yourself. Stay silent, do the work, and watch how your entire life transforms. Your life is a reflection of what you focus on every thought, every action, every ounce of energy you give out. It's all shaping your reality. And the problem is most people spend their lives focused on the wrong things. They focus on what other people are doing. They focus on drama. They focus on proving themselves to people who don't even matter. And then they wonder why they feel exhausted, frustrated, and stuck. The truth is simple. Your energy goes where your focus flows. If you're constantly thinking about things that drain you, you're going to still drain. If you're always focused on problems instead of solutions, your life is going to be filled with problems. If you're pouring your energy into people who don't support your growth, you're going to feel like you're standing still. This is why focusing on yourself is the most powerful thing you can do. Because when you shift your attention away from distractions and back to your own life, everything changes. Your mindset changes, your results change, your peace changes. Think about it. When was the last time you spent an entire week focusing only on you? No checking up on other people. No worrying about what someone else thinks. No scrolling, no gossip, no seeking approval. Just you locked in on your goals, your habits, and your next level. Most people can't even do it for a day, let alone a week. But if you did imagine how much progress you'd make every single day, you have a choice. You can focus on things you can hit control, or you can focus on yourself. You can waste time comparing yourself to others, or you can Use that time to build something for yourself. You can spend hours worrying about people who wouldn't even notice if you disappeared. Or you can take that energy and invest it into your own growth. And here's what happens when you take your power back. When you stop chasing validation, you realize you don't need it. When you stop worrying about what everyone else is doing, you free up energy to build your own path. When you stop pouring into people who done and pour back into you, you realize just how powerful you are on your own. Most people will never experience this kind of focus. They will always be distracted. They will always let their attention get pulled in a million directions, and they will always wonder why they're not making progress. But you don't have to be one of those people if you want to see real change. Here's what you do: decide what actually matters to you, not what society says, not what your friends expect, not what looks good on social media. What do you actually want for yourself? Eliminate the distractions. If something isn't helping you grow, it's holding you back. If a habit isn't serving you, cut it. If a relationship is draining you, set boundaries. Commit to yourself every single day. You don't get results by focusing on yourself once in a while. You get results by making it a daily priority. Stay consistent. Progress isn't about big dramatic moves. It's about showing up for yourself every single day, no matter what. And here's the most important part. PR, protect your focus like your life depends on it, because your future depends on what you give your attention to today. Your success depends on how disciplined you are with your energy. Your peace depends on how well you guard your mind from distractions. So if you want to change your life, stop looking outside of yourself, focus inward. Make your growth, your peace, and your success the only thing that matters, and watch how everything falls into place. Most people don't realize just how much energy they waste by talking about their goals. Instead of actually doing the work, they announce their plans. They share every little move. They see validation from others before they even take the first step. And then they wonder why they never follow through, why their motivation fades, why they feel stuck in the same place year after year. Here's the truth. Silence is your power. The more you talk about what you're going to do, the less likely you are to actually do it. It sounds backward, but science backs this up. Studies show that when you talk about your goals, your brain gets a hit of dopamine, the same chemical that's released when you actually accomplish something. This tricks your mind into feeling like you've already achieved it, making you less motivated to put in the work. That's why the most successful people move in silence. They don't waste time explaining themselves. They don't share their every step with the world. They don't need applause or approval before they take action. They just do the whoa, RK. And when the results show up, that's when people start paying attention. Think about the last time you shared a big goal with someone. Maybe you told them you were going to start a business, lose weight, write a book, or change your life in some way. And what happened? Chances are you got a mix of reactions. Some people were supportive, but others doubted you. Some asked questions that made you second guess yourself. Some didn't care at all. And suddenly that excitement you had started to fade. That's what happens when you talk too much. You open yourself up to unnecessary opinions, distractions, and doubts. You give people a chance to project their fears onto you. And instead of using that energy to move forward, you start hesitating, overthinking, and losing momentum. But when you move in silence, you protect your energy. You stay focused. You don't have to deal with other people's doubts because they don't even know what you're working on. You don't need their approval. So you stop seeking it. And most importantly, you keep your momentum because you're not wasting energy talking. You're using it to take action. Moving in silence doesn't mean isolating yourself. It doesn't mean you can't share your success. Once you've achieved it, it simply means you don't announce every move before it's made. You don't waste time explaining yourself to people who don't need to know. You don't invite unnecessary opinions into your journey. Think about the most powerful transformations in life, the moments where you truly level up, break old patterns, and step into a stronger version of yourself. Those moments don't happen in public. They happen when no one is watching. They happen in the early mornings and late nights when you're grinding, when you're building discipline, when you're doing the work that no one else sees. And then one day you show up. Different people start noticing. They wonder how you did it. What changed? Why you suddenly seem so focused, so confident, so in control? They don't realize that while they were talking, you were working. While they were doubting, you were proving yourself not to them, but to yourself. This is why silence is powerful. It allows you to operate on your own terms. It keeps you from being swayed by opinions that don't matter. It forces you to rely on your own discipline instead of external validation. And it ensures that when you finally do speak, your results will do the talking. So if you're serious about changing your life, stop talking about it. Move in silence. Let your actions speak and watch how everything starts to shift in your favor every single day. You are faced with a choice, discipline, or distraction, and the choice you make determines everything: your success, your happiness, your future. The problem is most people choose distraction. They wake up and immediately grab their phone, scrolling through social media, consuming other people's lives. Instead of taking control of their own, they let notifications, texts, and emails dictate their focus. They allow every little thing to pull him away from what truly matters. And then they wonder why they aren't making progress, why they feel stuck, why their dreams feel so far away. Discipline is the one thing that separates people who succeed from people who stay in the same place. It's not talent. It's not luck. It's not intelligence. It's the ability to choose what matters even when it's hard. It's the ability to say no to things that don't serve you. It's the ability to commit to yourself and follow through, even on the days you don't feel like it. Distraction is easy. It's tempting. It feels good in the moment, but it comes at a cost. Every time you choose distraction over discipline, you delay your own progress every time you put off the work. To scroll, binge watch, or procrastinate, you're making a trade you're giving away, your potential for temporary comfort. But here's the good news. You are in control of this choice. Every single day you have the power to choose discipline over distraction. And when you do everything in your life changes, discipline means setting clear boundaries with your time and energy. Maybe that means working out, journaling, or tackling the most important task of the day before anything else. The key is to start the day in control, because how you start determines how you finish throughout the day. Be ruthless with your focus. If you catch yourself reaching for your phone, stop. If you find yourself getting pulled into gossip, step away. If a distraction pops up, remind yourself every moment I give to this is a moment. I'm taken away from my goals. Discipline isn't about perfection. You're human and distractions will happen. The key is awareness. The key is making the decision over and over again to choose what matters. The more you practice, the easier it gets. And soon you'll notice a shift. You'll feel more in control, more productive, more powerful. And here's the best part. Discipline creates freedom. It might sound backward, but think about it. When you have discipline, you have control over your life. You're not at the mercy of distractions, cravings, or impulses. You don't feel overwhelmed or behind. You know exactly what you need to do, and you do it. That's freedom. Distraction, on the other hand, keeps you trapped. It keeps you chasing, procrastinating, and feeling like you never have enough time. It keeps you stuck in a cycle of frustration and regret. So which one will you choose? Because at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to, a choice. Will you choose discipline, the path that leads to growth, progress, and self-respect, or will you choose distraction, the path that keeps you stuck? The choice is yours. And it's a choice you have to make every single day. Most people live their lives reacting. They wake up and immediately start responding to messages, to problems, to other people's demands. They let the world dictate their emotions, their energy, their PR priorities. And because of that, they never feel fully in control. They feel drained, overwhelmed, and stuck in a cycle that never seems to end. But here's something. You need to understand. If you don't control your energy, something or someone else will. Your energy is your most valuable resource. It determines how you show up in your life, how you handle challenges, and whether or not you make progress toward your goals. If you're constantly giving your energy away to things that don't serve you, you'll never have enough left for the things that actually matter. This is why you need to become intentional about protecting your energy. It's not about shutting people out or avoiding responsibilities. It's about making sure that the things you give your attention to are actually worthy of it. It's about understanding that your focus is finite. And if you're not careful, you'll waste it on things that drain you instead of things that build you. It starts with awareness. Pay attention to what drains you and what fuels you. Maybe certain people, certain conversations, certain habits. Maybe it's the way you start your day, the content you consume, or the way you spend your free time. Whatever it is, you need to identify it, because once you do, you can take control, set boundaries. If you have people in your life who constantly bring negativity, limit your exposure to them. If you have habits that leave you feeling exhausted instead of energized, replace them with something. Better if your environment is chaotic and distracting, create a space that supports your focus and peace. And most importantly, stop wasting your energy on things you can't control. So many people spend their days stressed out over things that have nothing to do with them, what other people think, what other people do, what might happen in the future. But worrying about things you can't change is the fastest way to drain your energy. Instead, redirect that energy to what you can control. Your mindset, your actions, your habits. A powerful way to protect your energy is by being selective about where you place your attention. Your attention is like currency. If something isn't helping you grow, if it's not bringing value to your life, if it's not pushing you closer to the person you want to be, then it's a waste of your energy. And when you stop feeding those distractions, you take your power back. You create space for the things that actually matter. Here's the real game share. Protecting your energy isn't just about avoiding the negative. It's about actively fueling yourself with the positive. It's about filling your life with things that recharge you instead of drain you. That means surrounding yourself with people who inspire you. That means doing things that bring you joy, that challenge you, that make you feel alive. That means taking care of yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally, so you can show up as your best self every single day. Protecting your energy isn't selfish, it's necessary, because when your energy is strong, you're stronger. When your energy is protected, you make better decisions. When your energy is focused, you move forward instead of staying stuck. So take control of it. Set boundary. Be intentional. Stop wasting your energy on things that don't serve you and start investing it in the things that will change your life. Silence is one of the most powerful tools you have. Most people don't understand this because they've been conditioned to believe that speaking up, reacting, and constantly engaging with the world is the only way to prove their worth. But the truth is, the more you talk, the more you give away your power, the more you react, the more you let other people control your emotions. And the more you explain yourself, the more you allow others to dictate your reality. There is a strength in silence that most people will never tap into when you stop explaining yourself to everyone. When you stop reacting to every little thing, when you stop feeling the need to prove something, you step into a whole new level of power. You start conserving your energy. You start moving in silence. And that's when real change happens. Silence is not weakness. It's not avoidance. It's not running away. Silence is strategy. It's self-control. It's the ability to remain calm when the world is trying to pull you into chaos. When you stay silent, you give yourself the space to think, to process, to act with intention instead of reacting emotionally. Most people react too quickly. Something happens and they instantly respond. They get triggered and they start defending themselves. They feel misunderstood and they start explaining. But here's what you need to understand. Every time you react emotionally, why? I'll give your power away, you. Let someone else dictate how you feel. You let external forces control your inner world. Silence breaks that pattern. It forces people to wonder what you're thinking. It makes people respect you more because they can't easily predict your moves. It gives you an advantage in every situation, whether it's in business, in relationships, or in personal growth. When you stop reacting, you start observing, you start making decisions from a place of strength instead of insecurity. Silence also protects your dreams. Too many people talk about what they're going to do before they even do it. They announce their goals. They share their plans. They seek validation before they take action. And in doing so, they lose momentum, because when you put your plans out into the world too soon, you invite doubt, criticism, and negativity. That can kill your progress before it even starts. If you want to make real progress in your life, learn to move in silence, work on yourself in private, build your habits, your discipline, your mindset without announcing it to the world. Let your results speak for you, because the truth is people don't respect words. They respect actions. They respect results. When you stop feeling the need to explain yourself, free yourself, you stop wasting energy trying to convince people of who you are for.